The WNBA has seen its fair share of drama this season, but nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared Angel Reese for this. What started as a regular night on the court spiraled into total chaos when a flying sex toy landed right in the middle of a live game, shocking fans, halting play, and sending social media into meltdown. But this wasn't a one-time prank, it's now a full-blown scandal. 2 separate incidents, 2 separate games, and one massive controversy the league can no longer ignore. Angel Reese, already under the spotlight for her fierce personality and explosive rookie season, found herself blindsided as headlines exploded around her name again. But this time, it wasn't about her stats or her rivalries, it was about an obscene object hitting the court, and her reaction that went viral in seconds. As fans cheer, players protest, and insiders start pointing fingers, the WNBA is scrambling behind the scenes. Security failures, locker room outrage, player backlash, and now, talk of suspensions and league-wide investigations. Angel Reese tried to keep her cool, but what happened next? Nobody saw coming. And it may just push the league into a crisis. It can't laugh off this time. Stay with us to understand the explosive chaos now engulfing the WNBA. We need to rewind just a bit. The 2025 season has been unlike any before, marked by rising stars, media feuds, locker room tension, and a massive cultural shift driven by viral moments and social media warfare. At the center of it all, Angel Reese. Reese, known for her unapologetic confidence, bold fashion, and magnetic presence on and off the court, has rapidly become one of the most talked about names in professional women's basketball. From her college rivalry with Caitlin Clark to her high-profile endorsement deals, she's built a brand around empowerment, flash, and fearlessness. But fame comes with a cost, and now she's caught in a scandal no one could have predicted. It all started when fans noticed something strange during a live game. A lime green sex toy flying through the air, landing on the court mid-play. Play was stopped. Security rushed in. Cameras captured the stunned reactions of players, coaches, and fans. And within minutes, the internet lit up. The object, a dildo thrown, according to reports, from the stands during a heated fourth quarter between the Valkyries and the Atlanta Dream. Confusion turned to chaos. Commentators tried to stay composed. Players looked rattled, and viewers at home couldn't believe what they were seeing. Most assumed it was an isolated stunt by an overzealous, possibly drunk fan. But just days later, another nearly identical incident occurred, this time during the Chicago Sky vs. Valkyries matchup. Same kind of object. Same kind of object. Stunned silence, a halt in gameplay, and a flood of tweets and videos that spread like wildfire. Angel Reese happened to be on the court both times. Whether by coincidence or something more targeted, her name quickly became attached to the growing controversy. Social media accounts began tagging her, joking, accusing, and speculating. The memes were endless. The headlines, even worse. Reese, never one to shy away from viral moments, attempted to brush it off with humor. She engaged in a playful exchange with Sydney Colson, referencing the now infamous green object and making light of the bizarre situation. But not everyone was laughing. Teammates, like Elizabeth Williams, called the incidents super disrespectful. Liberty's Isabel Harrison called it dangerous, demanding better security. And across the league, a divide began to form. Those who thought it was funny, and those who wanted consequences. Meanwhile, league officials remained silent too. Silent. Rumors began swirling that the WNBA was quietly investigating the situation. Questions about how the objects were smuggled into arenas, whether players were being targeted, and whether fan safety was being compromised grew louder by the hour. And in the middle of this firestorm, Angel Reese stood with a smirk on her face, but insiders say that behind the scenes, she was furious. Not just because of the objects thrown, but because she knew exactly what this meant for her image, her endorsements, and her fight to be taken seriously in a league that often treats her like a lightning rod. But if people thought she was just going to laugh this off, they were dead wrong. The WNBA sex toy scandal wasn't just a one-off freak incident. It was spiraling into something darker, more personal, and far more dangerous. And for Angel Reese, the situation had crossed a line. It all exploded after the third incident. During a primetime rematch between the Chicago Sky and New York Liberty, another green sex toy hit the hardwood. This time, it landed right next to Angel Reese's foot during a free throw attempt. The arena went dead silent. Cameras zoomed in. Reese stared down at the object with a look that could kill. Then she snapped. She didn't scream. She didn't run. She simply picked up the object, walked it over to the refs, and said something, we don't know what. But judging by the referee's stunned expression, it wasn't PG. The broadcast cut away. The commentators stumbled through silence. ES quickly went to commercial. And within minutes, the clip was viral. This wasn't funny anymore. Insiders say Angel Reese stormed off after the game, not to the locker room but directly to WNBA executives, demanding answers. How had this happened 3 times? Why was she being targeted? And most importantly, why was nothing being done to protect her? Behind closed doors, things got ugly. One WNBA official reportedly told her, "We're looking into it." To which, Reese allegedly replied, "You're gonna keep looking when someone gets hurt." But here's where the twist hit. Less than 24 hours after the Liberty game, a shocking leak surfaced on a private Discord server. A group of fans, predominantly anti-Reese trolls, had been coordinating the sex toy stunts for weeks. Photos, planning screenshots, even lists of target games were exposed. And the worst part, they weren't just trolling. They were trying to humiliate Angel Reese on a national stage. Comments in the group included sick phrases like, "Let's see if she likes this kind of attention," and "Bet she throws a tantrum on TV." What was brushed off by the media as fan antics was actually a targeted harassment campaign. The WNBA was caught red-handed. They had sat on the investigation. They had allowed this pattern to develop. And now it was public. Angel Reese's legal team immediately stepped in. A cease and desist letter was sent to several social media users, named in the leak. Arena security was questioned. Lawsuits were suddenly on the table. But what broke the internet wasn't the Discord leak. It was Angel's tweet, just 3 words. "Y'all gone, learn." The post hit over 3 million views in under 2 hours. For her supporters, it was a declaration of war. For her haters, it was a warning shot. And for the WNBA, already under fire for failing to handle Caitlin Clark's injuries, player pay controversies, and locker room tension, it was a full-blown PR nightmare. Because Angel Reese wasn't backing down. She was about to blow the roof off the league and take everyone down with her, as if things couldn't spiral any further. The aftermath of the Discord leak launched the WNBA into total chaos. The league's silence became deafening. Media pressure mounted. Major sponsors like Nike, Gatorade, and even Reebok, which just signed Angel, restarted demanding internal reviews. But what happened next changed everything. Angel Reese didn't just wait for justice. She took control. According to a leaked tip from an anonymous front office staffer, Angel had begun documenting everything: texts from league officials brushing her off, emails from team execs asking her to stay quiet for now, and even audio recordings from tense meetings after the incidents. And then boom, a 4-minute audio clip dropped on Twitter late at night. The voice? Allegedly Chicago Sky head coach Teresa Weatherspoon. The context? A closed-door conversation where she reportedly said, "I know it's serious, Angel, but you can't bring the whole league down over this. We've all got sponsors to protect." That quote alone set the internet ablaze. Was the coach trying to cover for the WNBA? Or was she begging Angel not to expose something bigger? But the real shock came with the clip's final line. "Look, if you go public with all this, they're going to blacklist you. You won't be able to play here or anywhere." That's when fans realized this wasn't just about a sex toy scandal. This was about silencing Angel Reese. And she wasn't alone. Soon after the clip went viral, 3 other WNBA players allegedly reached out to Reese privately, 2 from the Atlanta Dream, and 1 from the Phoenix Mercury. According to sources, they shared their own stories of harassment, league cover-ups, and being told to focus on basketball when they raised concerns. Now it wasn't just a scandal. It was a movement. It was a movement. #ProtectAngels started trending worldwide. Celebrities joined the conversation. Cardi B tweeted, "Y'all got Angel Reese out here dodging dildos and getting gaslit. Fix IT." Shaquille O'Neal reposted the leaked clip with a simple caption, "This is disgusting. The league better handle this fast." Meanwhile, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert remains silent. No press conference, no public statement, no disciplinary action. That's when Reese made her boldest move yet. She scheduled her own press conference without the team's approval and invited every major media outlet, ESPN, Bleacher Report, TMZ, NBC, and even Fox News, RSVPD. She showed up dressed in all black, flanked by her mother, her lawyer, and 2 bodyguards. Her message was direct, emotional, and razor-sharp. "I came here to play basketball. Not to be a joke, not to be a target. And I'm not going to let this league silence me while they protect people who've laughed at my pain. The room went silent. It wasn't just the WNBA under fire now, it was every system, every coach, every exec who enabled the cover-up. The walls were closing in. The receipts were piling up, and the public wasn't just watching anymore. They were ready to burn it all down for Angel Reese. The fallout from Angel Reese's explosive press conference was immediate and nothing short of nuclear. Within hours, #AngelSpeaks was trending at #1 on X, Instagram flooded with reposts of her final words, and TikTok exploded with creators breaking down every frame of her tearful address. Fans were shocked, angry, and most of all ready to fight back. Support poured in from every corner of the sports world. Shaquille O'Neal posted again, this time tagging the WNBA directly. "Y'all better do right by Angel Reese. I'm watching. And I'm not the only one." LeBron James chimed in shortly after. "Athletes should never have to choose between staying silent or being blackballed. Angel is brave as hell." But the reactions weren't just emotionally, had real power. Several major sponsors reportedly froze their WNBA partnerships pending an internal review, including Dove, Adidas, and Hulu. TMZ leaked emails from a senior executive at Reebok expressing grave concern over the treatment of Angel Reese, given her recent endorsement deal and public visibility. Even Congress took notice. Representative Ayanna Pressley tweeted, "Angel Reese deserves transparency and safety, not gaslighting and retaliation. The WNBA owes her answers, and will be watching." Suddenly, the WNBA front office was in complete damage control. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert canceled a scheduled public appearance and issued a bland "you sentence" statement. "We are aware of the allegations and are actively investigating. Player safety is our top priority." That only poured gasoline on the fire. "Now you care." One fan tweeted, "Y'all let her get harassed, mocked, and threatened while she carried your ratings." But perhaps the most unexpected reaction came from inside the league itself. Chicago Sky guard Marina Mabrey quietly unfollowed both Coach Weatherspoon and the team's official page. Indiana Fever star Kelsey Mitchell posted a cryptic story. "The silence from some of y'all is loud. We see you." Even Caitlin Clark, who has often been positioned as Angel Reese's biggest on-court rival, finally broke her silence. She tweeted simply, "No one deserves what Angel's going through. Period." The message was brief but powerful, and it sent fans reeling. Was Caitlin finally taking Angel's side? Was this the beginning of a long-overdue alliance? Or was she just trying to avoid being dragged into the growing scandal? Regardless, one thing was clear. Angel Reese was no longer just fighting for herself. She had become the face of a WNBA reckoning that couldn't be ignored anymore. Just when it seemed like the dust might finally start to settle, a bombshell leak detonated behind the scenes, and it changed everything. Late last night, a private medical report surfaced from an anonymous source claiming Angel Reese had been suffering from stress-induced panic episodes for weeks before her breakdown. According to the report, the Chicago Sky training staff knew, but repeatedly downplayed her symptoms, pushing her to continue playing under intense emotional distress. But that's not the worst part. The report included a time-stamped memo, allegedly, from a team physician, warning the coaching staff that Angel was at high risk of a psychological collapse if forced to continue under current conditions. The date, 12 days before she collapsed. Which brings us to the twist no one expected. Coach Teresa Weatherspoon may have ignored a direct medical warning. Within hours, a second leak emerged, this time from inside the WNBA Players Association. A source claimed that multiple players from the Chicago Sky had filed formal complaints months ago about the coaching staff's behavior, describing the environment as toxic, dismissive, and emotionally unsafe. Now, a federal labor attorney has reportedly reached out to Angel Reese's family, and discussions of a potential lawsuit are already underway. But then came the final, most devastating turn of all. Angel Reese's own mother, who had previously remained silent throughout the controversy, posted a video just before midnight. Her voice cracked as she said, "My daughter is not okay. And the people who were supposed to protect her, they failed." She ended with a chilling message. This isn't over. Not even close. Now, questions swirl like a tornado around the league. Was Angel Reese sacrificed for ratings? Did the Sky organization knowingly cover up a health crisis? And if legal action moves forward, could this be the biggest scandal in WNBA history? The league is on edge. Fans are demanding justice. And Angel Reese, she's not done fighting. Not by a long shot. Because the next move, it could change everything. This story isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about power, accountability, and the painful cost of silence. What happened to Angel Reese behind closed doors? If even half of these reports are true, should terrify every athlete, every parent, every fan who believes the game should be bigger than corporate pressure and broken promises. Angel Reese gave everything to the Chicago Sky. Her heart, her body, her mental strength. And when she finally cracked under the weight of impossible expectations, instead of lifting her up, the very people paid to protect her allegedly pushed her further into the fire. Now a reckoning is coming. And you, yes, you watching this, have a choice to make. Will you be a silent observer, scrolling past the headlines, waiting for the next scandal to blow over? Or will you stand with Angel Reese? Flood the comments with #JusticeForAngel if you believe she deserves answers. Tag the WNBA, the Chicago Sky, and your favorite athletes demand a full investigation. Share this video with every sports fan you know. Don't let the league sweep this under the rug, and if you think Angel Reese's voice deserves to be heard louder than ever, subscribe now. Because we're not done uncovering the truth. We've got exclusive leaks, unreleased footage, and insider updates coming that the mainstream media won't touch. This is just the beginning. The silence is over. The cover-up is exposed. And Angel Reese, she's not alone anymore. Subscribe, share, stand up, because if we let them bury this story, who's next? Who's next?